Hi everyone, this is Nicole with Kingdom Blueprint. I just wanted to share a quick word with you. One that I received this month and one that I received a couple years ago. And I feel like they are both on-time words. They go hand in hand. As anything, take it as any kind of word that you hear from anyone, take it back to the Lord. Pray on it, let him speak to you through it, and you know how it relates to you in your season that you are in April of this year. I heard in my spirit, rise above the swirl and twirl of chaos. I'm gonna be looking down at my notes, so hope that's okay. I am holding you. I called you by name and you are on my mind. I just want to say, like, those three things that the Father does. And I had a dream recently where I see my earthly dad, my father, holding me. And in the dream, I know that I am being held by him. I hear my name being called. And I know in the dream that I'm on his mind. So when I dream of my earthly dad, I know most of the time that represents my heavenly Father. So it was just so cool that God was showing me that he is all those things to us. He knows us by name. He calls us by name. We're on his mind, and he's holding us. So he was saying to my spirit, you are the apple of my eye. The enemy has no authority over you or your destiny. I heard the words prime position. That is a well-placed or a favorable or preferred spot. Just as a woman has to be in prime position to give birth, so are you as you give birth to what I have spoken over you. Just as an airplane gets into prime position for takeoff, so are you as you are launched into what I have spoken over you for your destiny. The enemy is looking to abort the promise and to hijack that place of destination. I was awoken in the night on April 11th. With an anthem ringing in my spirit. Sound the alarm, sound the alarm. Hear the sound of the ram's horn. Blow the ram's horn of victory over the land. I hear the sound of the ram's horn of victory in the land. The victory is ours, and no matter what you are going through, no matter what lies the enemy is trying to spew at you, or what lies that we ourselves have told our own self, we have to replace that with his truths over our life. His truth is in the word. His truth is what his spirit speaks to us. And something that I wanted to share last year, not last year, this is 2 years ago. So in Genesis, in chapter 15, verse 6, it says, and Abram believed the Lord, and the Lord counted him as righteous of his faith. Is there anything too hard for the Lord? As we know, Abraham, before he was called Abraham, was promised a son, and it just seemed impossible. It was impossible without God's intervention. So is there anything too hard for the Lord? At the appointed time, I will return to you about this time next year, and Sarah shall have a son. It says that in Genesis 18:14. And then I heard the Lord say, I do not need your help with timelines. Don't go ahead of me like Sarah did when I promised a son to Abraham, and trying to make my promise happen before the appointed time. When I said a son will come through Sarah, that is what I meant. It is final. The birthing process has an appointed time. If a birth happens too early, it could result in a fatality or complications. I am an on-time God. Isaiah 66:9. Yahweh your God says, do I allow you to conceive and not to give birth? Do I shut the womb when I'm the one who delivers? Galatians 6:9 through 10. So let's not allow ourselves to get fatigued doing good. At the right time, we will harvest a good crop if we do not give up or quit. And so that's what I wanted to share. Those 2 different words, 2 years apart, almost 2 years apart, that have such significant meaning. And it is so easy to want to give up on what God has spoken to you, given to you in a dream, prophesied, what's been prophesied over you when you haven't seen it. It is so easy to get discouraged, to think that these things will not come to pass. But in that process of being pregnant with promise, it is in his perfect timing that all these things will arrive, that all these things will be birthed. And what is it that God is saying to you in this season? Is it to rest? Is it to, well, he told me recently, it's time to be on bed rest. It's just so vital to hear what God is speaking to you in this season for you. So I encourage you to get in the secret place with him and see what he is speaking to you about in this season, and about what that, what that promise looks like, what is about to occur in your life. He's such a good father. He doesn't leave us just hanging. He doesn't leave us without direction. A lot of times he doesn't give us the answer in the time that we would like him to, right? But we have to be encouraged that his timing is perfect, and he is an on-time God. So I love you all, and I will talk to you in my next video.